Hi everyone. I have been asked several times to please show my book art and how it is made. So I'm starting with a simple one, guys, because to do the words and stuff and the pictures and it's pretty difficult. And it takes a lot of time to learn. So I'm going to start out with a simple one that everybody can make. I first made this one, this type, when I was 8 years old. So this is something you can do with your children on these snow days when they're home. You know, anybody can do them. Anybody. Because there's nothing to it but folding. There's no gluing. There's no cutting for this one. It's just folding pages. You're going to need a sturdy book. Please don't start yelling about you're destroying books, because I'm not destroying them. I am repurposing them. I'm expanding their life. If you've ever gone to a place where you dump stuff, you see books in there all the time. The landfills are full of books. Books are being thrown away. So rather than throw them away, I repurpose them, especially if it's something I really like. This one is a 10-cent yard sale book, so I didn't really care. You know, I bought it for crafting purposes. The main thing you need for your book is it must have a sturdy spine. It can't be ripped loose here. You know, it can't be torn. You have to have a solid spine on your book. Otherwise, it is not going to work. It doesn't matter what size it is. It does matter that it has strong, good pages. Older books do not work for these art folds. They just don't, because they're brittle, they will break, they will tear, and you need it to stay intact. So this is probably going to be a pretty long video. I'm going to speed up in sections. But what you're going to do, and I've already started to see, now if you want your design, your peak, to be right in the center of the book, you're going to have to find a perfectly square book, which is going to be pretty hard to do. They're not real easy to find. So 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have a perfectly square book. But you do have to have a good, sturdy book. Yard sales are the best places to buy books to repurpose and use for crafts, because they, you know, you can get them for a dime each. Sometimes you get a whole box for $2. The first thing you do for this project, and each project is different, you're going to take the first 2 pages. Make sure you have 2. Fold your top down. I use a bone folder to make a sharp crease in mine. If you don't have one, you can use plastic silverware. Watch me have a spoon. That works. Here's a spoon. Spoons work the best because you just stick your finger in it and press it and make that crease. Then you're going to take the same 2 pages and bring the bottoms up and fold them. And you can do this all the way through this book. So, like I said, I'm going to speed it up at points, because this will get very boring just watching me fold pages. Don't worry if there's a little bit of misalignment, because in the end, it is the way the book is open. But once it's all centered, they'll all be opening into the same space. But when you first start, it's going to look like it's off, but it isn't. It's just the way you have the book laying. If you get a book that has decorative cover here, that's great. The ones with the maps on them are beautiful, made like this. if you get one like this one, it just has white on the inside cover and the back cover. You can put your favorite cardstock or craft paper or painty paper or whatever you want to display, because the front and the back cover will be seen when it's opened up. So you want to decorate this the way you want it. Yeah, I did too. Just keep folding and creasing, folding and creasing. And like I said, this one is so simple. Even your kids home from school can do this. Great homeschool project. And I'll show you something when I finish this one, that this can be used for other than just a sculpture. And it's important to make sure you do have sharp creases on your pages, because if it's not sharp, it's not going to lay right. But if you do get in here and you find, oh no, my pages are coming unfolded, just stick a little piece of glue. Like say this piece pops up, just stick a little piece of glue there and glue it down, which you can do to every page. I never do it. I don't think even for my words, I don't think I've ever used glue on them. It's all a matter of folding and cutting, but with this one, it's just folding. And you can work as fast or as slow as you want to. The less pages you have, the faster you're going to go, but it's also going to be the smaller your sculpture will turn out. And if you are a junk journaler, you probably have bought up hundreds and hundreds of books and have more than you will ever use. So you can repurpose them. I have several other things I'm going to be doing in this series with books, showing you how to make gadget stands using a book. You can make a lamp, you can make luminaries. There's tons of things that you can use books for. And I learned the majority of this in 8th grade art class. And yes, that was back in the dark ages, 100 years ago. Or it feels like it. And if you mess up and you take 2 pages, or you're supposed to be folding 2 for this project. If you only do 1 because you get sidetracked, don't worry about it. And if you get to the end and it's odd numbered pages and you only have 1 left, just fold that 1. It is not going to matter. Now, it will matter if you do, for this sculpture, if you do every page single, it's not going to work. It's going to be entirely too fat. I'll be honest with you, sometimes when my hands get tired, I will go back to the spoon because the bone folder tends to hurt my fingers doing a lot of it. The spoon does every bit as sharp a edge on it. Now, I've never tried using a regular household spoon. I'm sure you could. I just keep plasticware in my craft room anyway for mixed media and stuff. And don't forget, Dollar Tree sells books. So you can go in there and pick up a book for $1 if you don't have access to yard sales or library sales or thrift stores, or, you know, friends having books they want to get rid of or whatever. Ask your friends, guys. Sometimes people have boxes of books sitting around they don't have any use for anymore. And yes, you can do this particular project also with a paperback book. You just have to be very careful, and you do have to go slower because paperback books will rip a lot easier. And the spine will come apart on them. What we were taught to do was to put cheesecloth on the spine. And then cover the whole cover to reinforce it when using paperbacks. I try not. I don't usually use paperbacks. There's very few times I've ever used a paperback for art projects. Make sure your fold is down in the spine and not folded into it, but close to it as you can get it. Okay, I'm going to keep folding, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, we're getting near the end. It does get a little hard to work with, as you shall see, but just keep a firm hand on it. Work at your own pace. There's no hurry. Just set your pace. A lot of times when I'm doing my art fold books is when I'm thinking of other things I want to do with books, mostly. And this isn't anything new. Art fold books have been around for years and years and years. It's what you do with them that you can make new. And see, I ended with one piece at the end. So I'm just folding that one piece by itself and gluing it down. Now, you have several options with the book. You can display it like this on a shelf. You can lay it flat. Let's see, I'm trying to get it under there. You can open it all the way up and set it on a shelf. You can spray paint it. You can use spray inks on it to make it all different colors. You know, decorate your inside and outside cover it however you want. If you want to mount it to hang it on a wall, you need to cut a piece of wood just slightly bigger than your book. You don't want a lot. You just want it just maybe a ½ inch out from tops and sides and bottoms. And you can paint that wood the same color as whatever you're putting in here, or, you know, just a complementary color. But another thing you can do is if you're setting it up, get you some of these little tiny micro paper clips, and you can actually use these to put pictures of different things, different places, different people in it. And, you know, you can do them at different heights and so forth. So you have a picture book. Let's see. You can use it to open it up, pull this up, stick $5 in there. Keep going. Stick $5 in there. Nobody in your house is going to know you've got $5 bills hidden in this book unless they see you put it there. But it's a good way to stash back mad money, emergency money. You know, whatever you want to use it for. If you don't have $5, if you want to do $1. If you are going to mount this on a board to hang on a wall, come back and take your first page and glue it down on both sides. You want to keep it glued down if it's going to be hanging. And then just bring these back and press it back. You want it wide open if it's hanging. You don't want it to separate, no, but you do want it wide open so that it hangs right. All you do is get you some little wood screws and screw in each corner. And do that before you put whatever cover you're going to put on the inside and outside covers, because if you don't, it's not going to matter. In other words, you don't want the attachments to show through. So get something that's going to be a flat to the board, screw it into the wood behind it, and then cover it. Unless you want to use something fancy, brass or something, to show that it's attached. There's 1,000,001 ways you can use these. Stick it on your kitchen counter. Stick a recipe card up in it so you can just look over at it. And you've got your recipe card right there. I can't remember all the ways you can use it, to be honest. It's like I said, it has been a long time since we made these. But they come out pretty. And depending on how you decorate it, or how you use it, is what it will be. So, I'm going to do some decorating on this one later, and I'll show it in another video. And I have some other book projects that I want to show. Like I said, this series is going to be long, because there's a lot of things you can do with books. And this is a simple one. We will get into more complicated book art, where we have paper flowers and so forth that stand up out of the pages. Gosh, I can't think of everything. Words, 3-dimension, it's up to you guys. What do you want to see made? And what do you want to learn how to make? That's what I need to know. So I had a lot of requests to show how to fold the pages. And I started with an easy one, and I'm sorry if anybody's insulted, but there are 1,000,001 uses for this book fold. You just have to be creative and think of what you want to use it for. And when I was a kid, I used it to save my allowances in, and my brothers never found it. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. Get your kids involved. Get them making them. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.